Hard Reset Redux. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words and find out from the developer. Hard Reset Redux is an action-packed and hardcore single-player shooter which embraces the best qualities that the genre has it offer. You mean has to offer. It includes over-the-top destruction, loads of enemies, great weapon variety, a challenging campaign and a beautifully realised cyberpunk setting. Does it really? So what is Hard Reset Redux? Well, it's an old game that I've never ever played. This is just a rehashed version of it. Let's start with the options. There's a FOV slider, which is the main thing you want. There's key rebinds, which is again a great thing for a first-person shooter. And there are, quite a few graphic options. It's not like massive, but this is an old game just being redone. What I do want to tell you is I've tried this game on recommended settings for my. Remember, I've got an old i7 with a GTX 770 in it. But I've been getting 150 frames a second. This game is running unbelievably fast. So much so that the second half of this video, all the footage is with the game on ultra settings, which I was getting again about 150 frames a second. It just didn't seem to impact on the game. It was running so fast, and that's one of the things I like about this game. It runs really, really well. So how does it play then? Well, it's an old school first person shooter. It's very, very old school, this. You're not going to get complex levels like you can now with the technology that is available for game developers. It just wasn't around back then. It's very much like the old Doom kind of linear levels. The levels aren't as good as Doom because I don't really like this cyberpunk setting. It's very bland and just dull and dreary all the time. Every level just seems to be dreary. I haven't finished the game yet, but it's dreary, the levels, and sometimes you kind of don't know which way to go. Everything looks kind of samey, and the game plays in a way of blowing up explosives which blow down a wall which reveals a secret area kind of thing. It's all kind of pretty there, It's not going to tax your brain at all. It might frustrate you a bit when you get lost, because you're wondering which way to go, because you'll press a power button and it'll open a door somewhere and you have to kind of find that door, which isn't too bad if the game was a little bit better in the way that it made you look for the door, like lots of traps and it doesn't feel like, like in Half-Life you were in the complex and it looked like this kind of workplace and you had to find doors in that as well, but that was just really done better than what this game is. That's not to say that this is a bad game, because I'm having great fun in it. It's not a bad game at all. What I like about the combat in this game is that the enemies are quite varied. A lot of them are melee, which is quite fun when you think that you have a lot of ranged weapons. It makes you spend a lot of your time dodging and weaving, and the controls are so responsive, and like I say, it runs like shit off a shovel. It really is quick and slick. So there's lots of circle strafing, lots of jumping around. You've got a quick speed boost when you press sprint. There's no X-ray vision so far, which is a great. It's sad that I'm having to actually say that there's no X-ray vision in a first-person shooter. It's just, fucking hell, why do we have X-ray vision in any game ever? X-ray vision is. I've been through this loads of times. So as I say, you get it. There's a variety of bots. The whole setting is that robots have kind of taken over and they are trying to wipe out the last bits of humanity. And they're like little bots. There's big bots. There's boss bots. There's all kinds of stuff in this game. But what I like is the weapons. At first I thought, what the actual? But now I'm kind of like, that's quite cool. For example, you get two weapons at the beginning. You get like an assault rifle and a plasma gun. Now, you upgrade these at terminal points around the game as you progress with XP and level up. And what happens is, your guns have, it's like adding a weapons mod to it, but there's a lot to choose from. Well, not a lot, but there's different ones to choose from, so you can choose which ones you actually buy and equip to your gun. For example, on my plasma gun, it fires plasma like a machine gun, but it also has a wide arc spread of electricity that comes out, which is fantastic for taking down a swarm of bots. Until, of course, you get attacked by bots that are suicidal, which when they blow up, they will take a large portion of you with them. So you have to change tactics a bit with that. You've also got the ranged gun, and what I opted for to complement that on my pulse rifle, which by default is a ranged weapon, is I've put a mortar launcher on that, which is hard to learn to aim, and I'm missing more than I'm hitting, but sometimes it has really saved my ass when you can just launch it from a long way away, because a lot of the bots you can see coming in the distance down these long streets, and some of them charge at you at ferocious speed. And I've actually had at least 4 jump scares in this, where I've just like heard, you can hear the mechanics of the bot, and you're just looking around, you can't see it, then all of a sudden it breaks through a wall right next to you and you just shit yourself. So it's given me a bit of tension as well, this game. So it's not only fun to play, very fast paced, it's one of them twitchy, jumpy, strafey, fast paced shooters, the real hardcore old stuff, you know. But it's also got the weapon thing going on, and it drops health all the time. Your health just doesn't magically recharge. You have to kill enemies. I am finding it rather easy on normal difficulty, so you know you may have to knock it up to the hard levels to get the best out of the game. But it's an alright game. It's $14.99, but I've noticed that it's been on sale for $3.99 for ages, and then the offer ends on the 19th of January. Well, it's freaking June, so I don't know what the, but for the bell. So there you go, guys. That's Hard Reset Redux. Well worth a buy. It's a fun, twitchy shooter.